Giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Bashem Rakakwadash, the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. His name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. His son's name is Yahushua. Those are the true holy names of the Most High God and his son, which his son is the Savior of the nation of Israel, and nation of Israel only, beginning with the elect. He is coming real soon to deliver his people, all right, the Israelites, out of Babylon the Great in the upcoming destruction. And it won't be all, it will be the elect, but as it's also written, all Israel shall be saved, and they're going to be saved through the elect. Peace, mercy, and grace to the household of faith, which is the elect, because the elect are those who are going to be saved and justified through faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. All right, and I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which is our leadership, all right, that taught us the truth via the Holy Spirit. And one of the things that they taught us, and which we in turn teach you, is how the United States of America is actually the Roman Empire reincarnated. And the Bible said that the United States would come and it would do after the image of ancient Rome. And so right now you have a trend, a trend that's going on TikTok right now dealing with the Roman Empire, and where girls are asking their dudes how often they think about the Roman Empire, and men are saying pretty much a lot. And I'm just gonna play a random clip I had played. Let's play this one.
Babe, how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Just in general?
Yeah.
I mean, my anesthesiologist said something about it today, so I thought about it today.
Because, why did he say something?
He mentioned something about Napoleon, so that made me think of the Roman Empire.
So how often?
I don't know, a couple days before that, I was listening to a podcast, and some guy, they were talking about something about Julius Caesar, so that made me think about the Roman Empire.
So twice this week.
Yeah.
You look at the ancient Roman currency, is very, similar to the currency, to the quarters that's used here in Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? The faces look similar because they're the same people. Then you got the Roman goddess of liberty, right? Which is where we get the Statue of Liberty here in Babylon the Great, as you see. Okay, this is a Roman goddess, so Libertas. And it was, written that, this place would be born in the earth, pretty much coming after the same image of the first beast that came before it. This is Revelation 13:11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. This other beast is Babylon the Great that John is seeing. He didn't know, but this beast represents Babylon the Great. They had two horns like a lamb, represent his two-wing political system, right? Democrats, Republicans, all right? And he spake as a dragon, all right? Because through this system's, through legislation, the scriptures talk about unrighteous decrees, through its legislation and its policies and its through the stroke of a pen, all right, a lot of things are changing, have been changing, and it's only going to get worse. The system is going to get more and more. It's going to be more and more draconian laws. It's going to be more martial law. All right, it's going to be more and more harsh out here, harsh penalties. All right, for disobedience. All right. And it says, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, which the first beast before Babylon the Great that it's speaking about was the Roman Empire. It says, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. Because really, again, Babylon the Great is fashioned after Rome. That's what the whole purpose of Babylon, those damn devils coming over here, Christopher Columbus, Amerigo Vespucci, all those devils coming from Europe, coming over here, all right, was to pretty much forward Rome and the earth, because Rome was a great a great empire. Okay, when you go to Daniel, the seventh chapter. When you go to Daniel, the seventh chapter, in verse 7, it says, "And after this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly." So this fourth beast that Daniel is seeing is the Roman Empire, and it had great iron teeth. Okay, because Rome was known for its military. Pretty much, it was known for really coming forward with that sword, man, and making you bow and kissing the eagle. It says, "And it devoured and brake in pieces and stamped a residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns." All right, the 10 horns are the vassals, all right, that were joined unto it. All right, but they were pretty much, under them. All right, verse 8, "I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots." All right, so these 3 horns, all right, were the Spanish, the British, and the French that came over here. Because, here in the Americas, you had so-called Native Americans, all right, which we know to be the Israelites that were here, so-called Hispanics, Native Americans, and they encountered Christopher Columbus. All right, and they encountered the French. All right, you deal with Louisiana, the Louisiana Purchase. They encountered the British. All right, they encountered the Spanish. Because, the Spain and Christopher Columbus was Spanish. Okay, and the 13 colonies. When you go back to the U.S. flag, because I've been asking random people this lately. How many stripes is on the U.S. flag? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. How many stripes? Right? How many stripes? Should be 13. 13 stripes would represent what? 13 colonies. Those colonies were those 13 colonies, which were all pretty much belonged to Britain, and they ended up getting independence from Britain, which was one of the horns. And so the 13 colonies, which became the United States, they were that one horn that came of the first 3. Okay, so Babylon the Great is written all in the scriptures. All right, this place was, Daniel is speaking about this place that we in right now, and this was what, 2,600 years ago when Daniel had this vision, roughly about 2,600 years ago. Continuing on, it says, "And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things." All right, so this was going on, this Roman Empire trend, and Rome, this place is about to get ready to fall like Rome too. When you look at how did Rome fall, right? And when we talking about the fall of Rome, we're talking about the Western Roman Empire, right? Because the Western Roman Empire fell in 476 AD. Then you had Jake doing this thing on the Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire. So invasion by barbarian tribes, right? Because, Rome was, and part of those 10 horns were barbarian tribes. Because Rome looked at other people outside of them as like barbarians or what we would know as heathens. And eventually, those barbarians came in and took over. Rome started falling from the inside. We see that now. Nations threatening Babylon the Great. I want to read most of this, but I'm just going to read it on my own time. But the first one is the invasion by barbarian tribes. Second one, economic troubles and over-reliance on slave labor. We seeing economic troubles right now, right? It says, even as Rome was under attack from outside forces, it was also crumbling from within thanks to a severe financial crisis. Constant wars and overspending had significantly lightened imperial coffers, and oppressive taxation and inflation had widened the gap between rich and the poor. See, and that's what's happening now. Oppressive taxation Goddamn taxes on taxes on taxes. I seen this one video clip. This chick was like, so if I get $500 and I'm taxed and I pay taxes on it, no, somebody get $500, they pay taxes on it, then they give it to me, and I have to pay. Why do I have to pay taxes on it? And then if I spend that with someone else, why do they have to then pay taxes on it, or something like that? And it might sound a little weird, but in the clip, it was making sense. But it's like, what the hell? Why the hell is all these taxes, man? It's like shit, taxes on taxes on taxes, like I be saying. Oppressive taxation, inflation had, and that's what's happening now too. Inflation had widened the gap between rich and poor. So we see that going on right now. Then you got the rise of the Eastern Empire. So we see the rise of the East, dealing with China, Russia, but here it's talking about the Eastern Roman Empire, right? It ain't talking about Russia and them, but today you can liken this into, those Eastern, the BRICS, spearheaded by Russia and China, those powerful nations, rising up. You see, number 4, overexpansion and military overspending. Okay. 5, government corruption and political instability. We see that. The political system is hella unstable. You know what I'm saying? People is catching on to it, and they don't give a damn. People don't really give a damn about politics like that now, like they used to. Most people don't believe in it no more. And people's lives are too messed up to even be caring about who's running, or people are just too into themselves to even care about stuff like this. I also been asking people, name the branches of government. I'm gonna ask you, if you know the branches of government, name them, because it ain't many. It's an easy question, but most people, they don't even know. I had asked, anyway, I ain't gonna even get into the story, but yeah, it's an easy question though. You should remember it from school. Government corruption, political instability, the arrival of the Huns, and the migration of barbarian tribes, right? And they actually bringing in a bunch of foreigners here right now as we speak. All these migrants, some of these ain't even like Hispanic Jake. Some of these are like Chinese people and all kind of shit coming over here. Haitians coming over here, which there's Jake, but we got a lot of people coming over here. You know what I'm saying? So 7, Christianity, the loss of traditional values. We see that. Right? I'm going to read some of that. The decline of Rome dovetailed with the spread of Christianity, and some have argued that the rise of the new faith helped contribute to the empire's fall. And that's happening now too, with the spread of so-called Hebrew Israelism. All right? Just the truth, really. The truth of the Hebrew Israelites. A lot of people are losing faith in this system. All right? And also with the invent of social media and the internet and all this crap out here, people don't have the traditional values that made the United States a functioning, for lack of better terms, great place. Because it was a decent place, not for us, but we always been catching hell here. But it was a decent place. But those core values, they pretty much gone right now. So it's eroding. You know what I'm saying, from the inside out. Number 8, weakening of the Roman legions. So the army started getting weak just like right now. You got all these soy boys, you got these trainees, you got you got all these women in the army. It says for most of its history, Rome's military was the envy of the ancient world. Just like U.S., it was the envy of the modern world. But during the decline, the makeup of the once mighty legions began to change. Unable to recruit enough soldiers from the Roman citizenry, just like right now. That's why they talking about a draft. Army recruit. Let's just see what come up. Recruit news. I don't know what to type. Let's type that in. Look at this. Female military recruit distressing experience. She was forced to shower with transgender soldiers who still possess male genitalia. Look at this. Low enlistment numbers has the Army rethinking their tactics to attract new recruits. You see this? That's it. So it's the same shit happening. Which, let's get Ecclesiastes 1:9. We'll read that in NLT. Ecclesiastes 1:9, it says, history merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. Sometimes people say, here is something new, but actually it is old. Nothing is ever truly new. We don't remember what happened in the past, and in future generations, no one will remember what we are doing now. But see, they're going to remember the elect, though. The elect is going to have a memorial in the future for the sacrifices and standing stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So I'm going to go ahead and close out that. My prayer was edifying lesson. You know what I'm saying? We in Rome, and Rome is falling. All right, just like before. All right, it's almost time to go. Giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Shalom.